Hey y'all, it's Anime K-Man. Today I'm going to be reviewing the first episode of Grim Notes, and I gotta say this anime was a bit stale because the premise for the most part is relatively interesting because it's set in the world where people's fates are predetermined by books, and they're written by this being called the Storyteller, and people follow these fates from the moment they're born until the moment they die, and it gives them the meaning of life and all that. With the exception of the main protagonist, X, because of course he is the fucking main protagonist, so he must have pages in his book that are blank. And that's revealed towards the end of the episode, and that's something worrying about its premise, because if everyone has a predetermined fate but not that MC, I feel like it could lead him towards getting some ass pulls because he's quote unquote special and not like anyone else. Because we've seen various times in animes when there was like a chosen one or a predestined or some bullshit similar, it usually means that the main character is significantly going to do way more than the supporting cast. I mean, I hope I'm wrong, but usually that's the way it works in anime. So when it comes from a story perspective, it's slightly worrying. And then aside from that, this episode did have some relatively interesting stuff. I mean, for the most part, it made some decent plot progression because X and the crew that he's in pretty much go to this village that has Red Riding Hood, and they pretty much have to find this Chaos Tiller, which is an individual that rewrites people's books of fate, and he manipulates people. That's what Chaos Tillers do, and it manipulates multiple people in the village, and they attack our main crew. And then it's the twist is revealed that it actually possesses this chick called the Red Riding Hood because she doesn't want to follow her fate of being eaten by a wolf. Although the episode explains that in the book it's written that this individual is going to save the Red Riding Hood, but the Red Riding Hood doesn't want to be eaten at all because she doesn't like that fate at all. And for the most part, it brought up some interesting points, like, say, you should be able to question your destiny and all that. But at the end of the episode, things get easily resolved because the Red Riding Hood was possessed by a Chaos Tiller, gets pretty much defeated by our main crew, and then the main crew is like, well, we'll just erase everyone's memories in this Red Riding Hood village, and then everything's all peachy dandy and all that, and the Red Riding Hood accepts her fate to be eaten by the wolf because she knows that someone's going to rescue her, which again makes the episode feel not too interesting, because it would have been nice if the Red Riding Hood would have been able to take that growth with her instead of just having memories erased and then conveniently having a situation where her mother marries the hunter, and the hunter is pretty much gonna rescue Red Riding Hood when she inevitably gets eaten by the werewolf. Like, I wish this episode didn't resort to that. I mean, it just feels like things have less impact. And then aside from that, this episode kind of had a bit of story fumbles because there's this portion where the main crew's attacked by these creatures summoned by the Chaos Tiller, and they're like, let's run away, let's retreat because they're being surrounded. And then they confront the same Chaos Tiller, and he summons multiple beasts, and this time they don't run, they just fucking transform in their transformation sequences, and they're like, hiya, and they kick ass, and it's like, it makes you wonder, why didn't they just do this shit in the beginning? And maybe if they would have just had the action earlier, and they would have focused maybe some other scenes on fleshing out the Red Riding Hood character, maybe it could have made this episode much more impactful, at least show off a bit more after everything's resolved. Maybe it could have made the episode much more interesting, but no, they just had a sequence of the main cast just running away temporarily. That kind of made the pacing drag on pretty much. I mean, the action sequences were actually well done, but that's the only credit I'll give the episode, and I guess it did have a pretty nice opening. I mean, I guess that has something going for it, but other than that, I honestly didn't find this episode too impactful at all. I'm honestly going to rate this episode a 4.5 out of 10, just slightly below average because maybe it could improve later on. I mean, the antagonist near the end looked menacing, but I don't know. I might give it another shot, but honestly, this season looks like it has a decent amount of good shows, so I might not come back to this. I mean, I might not. I'm on the fence, but honestly, I felt that this first episode could have been better. Maybe if they would have spiced up the writing a bit, cut out the running away scene, and not set up the main character to be some Deus Ex Machina machine, because it's implying that he might be the only motherfucker with blank pages, so it's possibly gonna set him up for some fucking bullshit asshole power up. Oh god. I mean, hopefully, because I was kind of hoping for a main character that can solve things through competency and all that, but who knows? Maybe it can improve, but the signs don't point towards that. These are just my honest thoughts. So anyways, guys and gals, comment on your thoughts down below. Rate the video, subscribe if you want to see more reviews and reactions, and I'll see you guys later. Subscribe for more. Alright, guys and gals, bye bye.